Coming up on the KOMU 8 Sports Show, it's called In Case You Missed It. We take a look back at some of the week's biggest news from the Mid-Missouri sports world. And a Mid-Missouri athlete gets a second chance to play the sport he loves. You'll also want to see this week's Blumberg Off the Bench, where a Boonville athlete is overcoming obstacles and inspiring others. All this and much more right now on the KOMU 8 Sports Show. Hey everyone, welcome to the KOMU 8 Sports Show. We start with the St. Louis Cardinals. Matt Holliday joined the Redbirds and put Albert Pujols' power on vacation. Since joining St. Louis, Holliday hitting better than .600 with 3 home runs. Pujols no homers, only a couple RBI since the trade. St. Louis going for the sweep against Houston today. First major league start for Houston, Bud Norris. Bud in Busch Stadium, bottom of the first, and he strikes out Skip Schumacher. Played in Florida, where it was Fred Flintstone hanging out in the stands. In the 9th inning, game tied at 1. Cubs' Jake Fox, crazy like a fox on the baseball. Home run puts the Cubs up 2-1. In the bottom half of the inning, UGGLA, your Dan Ugla. He gets the home run to tie it, the Cubs. So in the National League Central, it's a tight race at the top. The Cards keep a half-game lead on Chicago. How about the Kansas City Royals? They sent pitcher Sidney Ponson packing. His 1-7 record and 7.36 ERA not helping his cause. The team designated him for assignment, called up Kyle Davies from the minors to take his spot in the rotation. Royals visiting the Tampa Bay Rays. Slow start for both teams' offenses today. In the top of the 7th, James Shields strikes out Alberto Callaspo to end the inning. Shields a no-hitter through 7, but in the 8th inning, John Buck leads it off with a single. That breaks up the no-no. And it continues to be good news for Royals fans in the 8th as Mitch Meyer, he gets the single off Shields. And today, the Texas Rangers put former Missouri Tiger Ian Kinsler on the 15-day disabled list. Kinsler with a great first few months of the season, but he's struggled since. Well, Carl Edwards and some other drivers who qualified for the NASCAR chase in 2008 are scheduled to visit Barack Obama in the White House on Monday. But they're not going. Instead, they're staying in the Poconos for another night. Who wouldn't want to? NASCAR postponed the race this afternoon. Well, you've studied the depth chart, read up on the opponents, and waited patiently since the end of spring football. Later this week, they get back at it. Mizzou starts preseason practice in preparation for the opening game against Illinois in the Dome. The Tigers with 4 straight wins against the Illini.
A lot of people keep saying, oh, Mizzou's done with, you lose 7 guys to the NFL draft. Everybody's like, oh, my God, what's going to happen? But we still here to win. We still here to compete, to win championships. We're not going anywhere.
I have family out here, so they get a chance to come watch me play and everything. So it's exciting for me to come back and play in the Elwood Jones Dome.
Anytime you play the odds right, you should expect a lot of fireworks. Both offenses do a great job of coming out, putting up a lot of points, and I'm pretty sure the fans, they probably like it a lot.
The fans like the Show Me State games, too. They wrapped up today, and 3 former Missouri Tiger basketball players hooped it up in the men's 30 and up division. Blasts from the past included Jason Sutherland, Julian Winfield, Greg Church.
It's nice to get to play with some guys that I play with in college. You got to play with Julian and Greg Church. I never got to play with Church in college, but I got to play with Julian, so it's fun coming out here and playing.
Tiger Woods is out of his slump after a first-round 71 in the Buick. He woke up in the second round, shot a 63, then a 65 in the third round, trying to win his 3rd Buick Open today in Michigan. He is in the front. He's paired with Michael Letzig. He's from Richmond, Missouri. Mowing the yard, tying your shoes, playing catch with a baseball. Activities a lot of us take for granted. But in this week's edition of Blumberg Off the Bench, it features a mid-Missouri baseball player who does more with less. Well, coming up next on the KOMU 8 Sports Show, Jim Reek. Of course, Jim Reek. He talks golf with Ken Duke at the Rainbow House Classic. Don't go away. Welcome back. The media says Nebraska and Kansas have a better shot to win the Big 12 North than Mizzou, but I guess they aren't voting on the KOMU web poll. Last week we asked you who's going to win that North, and 75% answered Missouri. Kansas, with 11%, finished in second place. This week's question, are Missouri fans biased or just optimists? I'm kidding. It's actually, which up-and-coming Tiger is going to have the greatest impact this season? Wes Kemp, Andrew Jones, Blaine Gabbert, just some of your choices. Log on to KOMU.com and cast your vote. Maybe you had a busy week and you went to a wedding or something. No worries, I've got you covered. It's called In Case You Missed It. Rockbridge senior Ricky Krecklow committed to the Missouri basketball program. He'll join the team in 2010. Krecklow, a three-point specialist, he likes the idea of playing in front of his parents who coach the Mizzou volleyball program. The Jefferson City Jays football program is going prime time next season. CBS College Sports Channel is going to broadcast their game at Fayetteville on September 11th. Last year, the Jays beat the Bulldogs 42-37 at Atkins Stadium. And keep an eye on Columbia's Daniel Boone Little League 12-year-olds. They won the state championship on Tuesday night. Did it in dramatic style with a Dirk Adams walk-off. In the bottom of the last inning, they played the regional tournament in Indianapolis on August 6th. That tournament could take them to the Little League World Series. You can follow me on Twitter at BlumbergOTB. That does it for tonight's show. Have a good night and a great week.